Today we will be talking about adding and subtracting radicals. So when you're adding and subtracting radicals, a few things you need to remember. You're going to simplify all of your radicals first before you can add them. And only radicals with the same index, so if they're square roots, cubed roots, or fourth roots, or even fifth roots or anything like that, they all have to be the same to add them together. And then they have to have the same thing underneath the radical. Variables, numbers, and all underneath. So when you're adding them, you only add and subtract the coefficients of the radical. You keep the common radical. So, for example, if I had two square roots of 3 plus 4 square roots of 3, I would just add this part. 2 and 4 gives me 6 square roots of 3. So, with that, let's get started, and we're going to do the evens. So, I need to simplify these cubed roots first, because none of them at the moment are the same, so I need to simplify them. So 54 breaks into 27 and 2, and 27 is a perfect cube. So I have 3 times 3 cubed roots of 2. 2 doesn't simplify, stays cubed roots of 2. And negative 16 breaks into negative 8 and 2. And the cubed root of negative 8 is negative 2. So I get plus 7 times negative 2 times cubed roots of 2. So then I have 9 cubed roots of 2 minus 2 cubed roots of 2 minus 14 cubed roots of 2, which when I combine them all gives me negative 7 cubed roots of 2. So you just add this part. You don't worry about the radical. Number 4, we need to simplify before we can do anything. And notice here that I'm not going to be able to do anything with this guy right here and combining with the other ones. I'm going to be able to simplify it, but I'm not going to be able to combine it. So 28 breaks into 4 and 7. 56 breaks into negative 8 and 7. And 175 breaks into 25 and 7. Helps if I write the right numbers. 25 and 7. So I have 10 times 2 square roots of 7 plus, so minus, because 8's negative, minus 2 cubed roots of 7 minus 4 times 5 square roots of 7. So I have 20 square roots of 7 minus 2 cubed roots of 2 minus 20 square roots of 7. This is supposed to be a 7, not a 2. That was in the last problem. So if you notice this one and this one's positive, that one's negative, so it goes away. So I am left with negative 2 cubed roots of 7. Number 6. Let's simplify. So 40 breaks into negative 8 and 5. And I'm going to divide 7 by 3. And then 135 breaks into 27 and 5. And so when I deal with the negative 40, I can take out, it becomes a negative 2. And I have 2 groups of 3 I can take out. And I'm left with the cubed root of 5a. And then I have plus 2 times 3, a squared. But I can also divide that one by 3. So that becomes a cubed. well, let's leave it as squared and put an extra a there. And then cubed root of 5a. So we have negative 2a squared cubed root of 5a plus 6a cubed root of 5a. Okay, so the difference with this is, even though these guys are the same, they're exactly the same. The difference is this is a cubed and this is a squared, so I cannot add them together. So this thing right here is my answer. Alright, so that's how you add and subtract. We just did adding, but subtracting works the same way. Alright, so multiplying radicals, you're going to multiply the coefficients, and then you're going to use the product rule, so you're going to multiply underneath the radical. Undo. I don't know what I did. Oh, I took off the box. Box can go back. Alright, so when I multiply underneath, it just means as long as they have the same index, we can multiply the two numbers together. So what I always do is I multiply them together before I simplify. Otherwise, you're going to be simplifying twice, and that's not really the most fun to simplify twice because you're making more work for yourself. So I multiply these guys together, and then I multiply underneath. So 3 times negative 2 gives me negative 6. And I have the square root of 10 times 8 is 18 is 180. And then 180 is going to break into 36 and 5. Negative 6 times 6. And then I have square roots of 5. So I get negative 36 square roots of 5. And then 10. I once again am going to multiply, there's like an invisible negative 1 there, multiply those together and then multiply these together only because the 4's are the same. The 4's weren't the same, I couldn't multiply them. So negative 3 times negative 1 gives me a positive 3, and I have the 4th root of 64 times 8 is 512. And 512 is going to break into nicely 256 and 2. So 3 times 4 gives me the 4th root of 2, so that gives me 12 4th roots of 2. So simplifying radicals is fun, right? Moving right along, let's stick with our evens. Let's do 12 and 14 here. So these ones now have some variables in it. That's alright, we'll deal with them. My 3's are the same, so we're good there. I can still multiply the numbers together. And then I'm going to multiply the m's together. But when I multiply the m's together, remember I add the exponents. So I have the cubed root of 54 times 5 is 270. And then I have m to the 12th. Because 8 plus 4 is 12. So 270 breaks into 27 and 10. 27 is a perfect cube. And I'm also going to divide 12 by 3. The cubed root of 27 is 3, and 12 divided by 3 gives me 4. Then I'm left with the cubed root of 10. So 14 has some more variables in it, so my indices are the same, so we're good there. I'm going to end up multiplying 2 and 7 together. I'm going to deal with the p's, and then I'm going to deal with the q's. Alright, so 2 times 7 is 14. Then I'm left with the 4th root of p. 2 plus 3 is 5. And q is 11, because there's an invisible 1 there. So 14 is still hanging out on the outside. I'm going to divide these guys by 4. So 14p, and then I can take out 2 sets of 4 q's, and then I'm left with 4p q to the third. Alright, we're almost done. 3 more. Binomial, 4 more actually. Binomial example. So if you're multiplying binomials together with radicals, you're going to do the same thing as if you were multiplying with x's. You're still going to FOIL. So here, 8 times 3 is 24. 8 times square root of negative 10 is minus 8 square roots of 10. 3 times square root of negative 10, negative 3 square roots of 10. And then this becomes, you multiply underneath. So you get plus the square root of 100. And then I can combine these because they're the same radical. So 24 minus 11 square roots of 10 plus 10 because the square root of 100 is 10. And so then you combine these things and you get 34 minus 11 square roots of 10. So this one's very similar. You just write it twice. 4 minus square roots of 5. Don't just tell me 8 and 25. That's not going to work out. 16. I just multiplied by 2 instead of. So same idea. FOIL, 4 times 4 is 16. 4 times negative square roots of 5 is negative 4 square roots of 5. Negative 4 square roots of 5. Plus square root of 25. So 16 minus 8 square roots of 5. Plus 5. 16 plus 5 is 21. Minus 8 square roots of 5. So there's how you do that. And this one's fun. Because not many of the things are the same. So you're still going to FOIL. X times x underneath gives you the square root of x squared. Plus the outer plus square root of 2x. Or x2, I don't care. Minus the square root of 8x. Minus the square root of 16. So the square root of x squared is just x. Square root of 2x just stays the square root of 2x because it doesn't simplify. 8 breaks into 4 and 2. So I have minus 2 square roots of 2x. And then the square root of 16 is 4. So I can combine these guys because they're both 2x. So I have x minus square root of 2x minus 4. And I can't do anything else with that, so that's my answer. Alright, your favorite kind of word problem things. We want to find the area and the perimeter of this guy. That guy right there. So we're going to find the area. Area is length times width. So this one over here is our length and that's our width. Doesn't really matter, you're multiplying them. So 4 minus square root of 6 times 7 square root of 6 plus 3. So it's very similar to what we just did. So 4 times 7 square roots of 6 gives me 28 square roots of 6. Then outer, 4 times square roots of 3. 4 times 3 is 12. And then I have inner. So negative 7 square roots of 36. And then outer, last, minus 3 square roots of 6. So I still have 28 square roots of 6 plus 12. And then I have, this guy right here becomes a 6. So negative 7 times 6 is negative 42, and then minus 3 square roots of 6. So I can combine these guys. So get 25 square roots of 6 minus minus 32. Now I want to find the perimeter. So perimeter equals 2 length plus 2 width. So your length was 2 times 7 square roots of 6 plus 3 plus 2 times 4 minus square roots of 6. So you're going to distribute the 2. So 2 times 7 square roots of 6 gives me 14 square roots of 6. And then distribute the 2 to the 3, so that's a 6. And then distribute here, plus 8 minus 2 square roots of 6. So then you combine, you have a square root of 6 and a square root of 6, and a 6 and an 8. 6 and 8 gives you 14, plus 12 square roots of 6.